Hi everyone. Hi Sherry. How is the sound? Can you tell me how the sound is? Hi Mitz. Can you guys tell me how the sound is? Hi Kayla. Aloha. How are you? Hi everyone. Hi Lori. Sound is great. Okay. Before I get myself all settled in, I wanted to make sure the sound was working because I've had issues lately. You guys know I have. Oh, good. Oh, yay! Okay. You guys, I'm still struggling with my setup. It is not the optimal. And, I mean, it doesn't, I know it doesn't really, it's not the end all to be all, but sometimes it's just, it's a frustrating thing for me because this little space that you see is all I have right now because I'm in the tiniest corner of my bedroom and I don't have any extra space, and so I can't really maneuver. So like once I'm settled in, it's just like better if I just stay, you know. But I shouldn't complain because the complaining has got me where I am, right? I complained that my space was too small and then it got smaller, so my space is perfect. My space is perfect. I want to make sure I have lights on because you guys, it gets dark really fast here as far as that goes. So how is everyone? How is everyone? I'm going to continue working on my mini books. How many of you guys joined me for Stacy at Pink Poodle Crafters? How many of you guys came over and joined me for the live stream there? That was so fun. You guys, if you're not subscribed to her channel, go and subscribe and hang out. She is so fun, and I don't know, had such a good time. Had a good time. Get your drink of choice. Hi Cassandra. Get your drink of choice. Mine is seltzer. You were there, Lori. Oh, awesome. I missed so many of you because I was really focused on my craft extravaganza. Hi, Phaedra. Kayla, Lori. Happy to see you guys. And if you guys wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm still going to do some Christmas crafting. I haven't gotten it together to do it yet, you guys. This week we're focused on being Pocahontas at school. And we were focused, I had to make a Pocahontas costume, which was so fun. And so I haven't even done any Christmas crafting. It was fun, Lori. I had a good time. You had fun too, Kayla? Hi, Skylar. How are you? So it was fun. So I'm kind of obsessed with making these mini books. So if you guys want to make along, you just need some product packaging and some random book pages and something to cover it with. And I covered mine with fabric when I did with Stacy. Now this is going to Cheryl, and I can't remember, one of these other ones is going to Alicia. I can't remember which one she picked, but I am going to make them into journaling charms. I am going to go ahead and put some beads and stuff on the end and a clip. You know, one of these, like either a paper clip or a bullnose clip. But you could just put some ribbon on it too if you wanted to make them as Christmas ornaments. So these are the ones I made in Stacy's stream, and they were so fun to make. They were super fun. And so I'm going to make a few more today. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Lala. Skylar, I have a daughter with that name. Spelled a little different, but same name. These are the ones that I made before Stacy's stream. These, you know, they were inspired by that challenge I was in, where the lady sent me the fruit papers and sent me maps and stuff like that, and this fabric. And so for those of you who haven't watched that, I do that. So these are some of the ones I made for that. And then I've made some other ones on my own, you know, because I'm just a little bit, I'm kind of getting into them. Hi, Linda. I'm happy to see you. Hi, Sherry. So, I'm glad you were there. Thanks for, you guys, thanks for your love and support. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to make some more of these. These are so fun and actually fast and easy to make. You know, I haven't done any where I've printed out the pages yet, but I think I may, you know, like where I go in and print out photographs and then I make them. This one I did with texture paste, which I have to say I'm kind of loving this texture paste. I did a whole, I don't have my art journal over here. I did a whole layout with texture paste just a couple days ago. So I'm going to work on some, making some of these like little mini books. That's what I'm working on today. And I know I've been working on it for a few streams, but you guys, you know what it's like when you get on a tangent and you're really into it? It's like really fun to see how far it takes you, right? To see how far it takes you. So I have a couple that I've made that need pages, like these need pages. So I could put some pages in those. Anyway, that's what I got going on. My seltzer, got my books, got my, I'm just going to push them out of the way so they don't end up with goo on them. So, and these are all my bits of chipboard that I've saved, and I did save some other packaging. What's going on in your world? The micro minis are addicting. Oh, thank you, Lola. I love you guys. Thanks, Mitz. It was fun, you guys. I love Stacy, and I appreciate, you know what I love about this community of YouTube is that, you know, the chances of us meeting in person are probably not very, likely. But the fact that we can just share like our crafting and share our friendship with people all over the world is so fun. And I really appreciate, like, Stacy really, you know, she's such a sweet person, and she, you know, she just goes out and does her thing and, you know, includes everyone. And I like to be that way too. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it in her, and I appreciate it, period. Okay, I think I've managed to lose my needles and thread. That's what I got to find really quick. See, this is what happens when you craft in a space like this big. You have to put stuff on the floor, and then you're like, did I put it on the floor? Did I take it in the other room? What did I do? Okay, I have some other needles. I don't have the one. Where's my red thread? Okay, I have some red thread. I love this wax linen thread. It is pricey. I've had this spool for a long time. But if you know, it's really good for bookbinding. So before you guys ask me, I think these books are all varying sizes, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. Just sort of like what I cut my thing into. So let's see. I'll tell you how big they are. They are, let's see. This one is like 1 1/4 inches wide by 1 3/4. So it's 1 1/4 this direction and 1 3/4 this direction. This one is 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. What size is this one? This one is 1 1/2 by 2 1/8. So you can see they're all different sizes. Hi, Julianne. Hi, VA. Hi, Michelle. Hello, ladies. Michelle says she loves wax thread. That's all she uses. You know, this is what you would use if you were going to wax linen to knot pearls when you're making jewelry. So that's how long I've had it. And I've knotted all kinds of jewelry with this and used it to bind books. What's good about it is you can undo it. Everybody give Michelle a big love. We all love her. If you guys aren't subscribed to her, go over and check out her channel. Michelle Scott here on YouTube. You're going to love it. She's fabuloso. So I think I'm going to make a few in fabric. This is some whatever fabric that I have. You know, I don't have a huge selection here. Maybe I'll make another candy corn one because we are in the Halloween time. I thought I had some pieces cut up. Oh, I do. Okay, so I have a piece of candy corn fabric cut up here. So let's see what else. How have you guys been? I have been good. This week was, it already feels like it was like a really full week, even though I haven't really done much except kid stuff. I like little things too. Hi, Joyce. What did you use for the first time, Julianne? I missed it. Vicky says, VA says she uses regular thread and she drags it through beeswax. That also works. You guys, use what you have. Don't go buy anything if you don't need to. You know? Don't go buy nothing if you don't need to. Let me see, I've got a bunch of piles of stuff here going on. And I loved this fabric. This I got at that big box store that I don't like to talk about. This I got at a fabric store locally here. You guys, it's not that I don't believe in big box stores. It's just like, you know, they don't need our support. Little mom and pops do. And this is some that I thought I had already cut some, but maybe I didn't because it might be in my, might be all in my mind that I have, but I thought I had. You guys, also my space is not sacred. You know, I have, for those of you that don't know, I have a young daughter. She's like 12, and you know, she likes anything miniature. And sometimes when she sees that I have stuff, she like goes for it. She's like, oh, that looks perfect for whatever I'm doing for the doll blankets in my dollhouse. And I'll be thinking I'm crazy looking for stuff, and she'll have taken it. How many of you guys have that? You leave again tomorrow, Kathy? Where are you going? You're very excited. Where are you going? And get... Aww. That'll be fun. You used wax linen for the first time? You guys, it is... This is how bad the whatever it does here. And this is why you need coasters here. And I have... My one that usually sits here is absorbent. It takes the liquid, and I moved it because that's just the way my life rolls. That is the way my life rolls. Well, I'm glad you guys are hanging out with me. What's new in your world? What's on your crafty creative tables? How many of you guys were at Carla Cage Fish today? I was there. It was awesome. I couldn't stay for the whole thing, but I was there for a while. She was making, collaging a little Shannon Green insert for Shannon Green's little custom keepers, which are so cute. And I can't tell you guys, you know, support each other. If you can afford to go and patronize each other, it's so... Guys, that's what keeps our community strong and vibrant and alive, is supporting each other. I'm cutting up it was like a cookie box. It does sound like so much fun, Kathy. That sounds like you're going to have such a great time. You know, they're like, Phaedra makes dolls. Michelle makes really beautiful, one-of-a-kind handmade books. Vicky makes amazing, all kinds of stuff. In fact, she gave me some of her amazing beads, and I'm going to make myself a lamp out of them. Haven't done it yet, but it's on my, my crafty wish list. If you guys can support each other, afford to support each other, do it. It makes all the difference in the world. Okay, I brought a towel over here. I'm going to have to use it on my coaster. Is that my coaster is I'm going to end up with water all over my table from the sweating glass. Linda, are you going to sell any of your quilts? If you guys don't belong to our Facebook group, go on over and join. It's Crafting Mamas on Facebook, and you can see Miss Linda McCullough made these scrap quilts, which I have to say are gorgeous. She made them out of, what did you make them out of? Shirts and ties? Hi, Sue. She made them out of shirts and ties, and they were super awesome. I don't know if she's going to put any for sale, but she might. Also, those little cool little scraps that you're making would also make really excellent journal covers as well. Men's shirts and sheets. They're really great. So support each other, you guys. Support each other. You know, like we do have a choice. You know, I have what I call my crafty wish list. Like things that I don't need anything. I'm probably like all of you where I have an overabundance of everything and I probably should really downsize, right? I'm going to save one of these. I want to make one with a bicycle on it, but I'll save the fabric for a few minutes and do the ones I have. But, you know, it's always fun when you can collect something from that somebody makes. At least I like to do that. So even if it's something like simple as, you know, buying some painty papers that somebody else made, because you know everybody always makes better painty papers than you do, right? Or at least in your mind, right? You look at it and you go, I love her painty papers. I want painty papers like that, right? So some people sell their painty papers and some people sell their ready-made crafts and, you know, whatever you can afford. So I have a crafty wish list. Hi, Abs! Everybody say hi to Abby from Purple Cottage Crafts. How is your new house, Abby? You want to hear about it. Vicky's got a new house. Abby's got a new house. I hope that's a trend. I hope I'm going to get a new house. I hope it's a trend. I hope the trend is moving my direction. So you guys know I want a house. We've been looking. Anyway, I have a few things on my crafty wish list. And I kind of budget for them, like I'm saving for them, you know. Things that are cost more than a minute, you know, like somebody selling some painty papers, that is like usually within my budget. But if say I want a really beautiful journal, or like Phaedra makes these really beautiful handmade dolls, I'd love one of those. Those are on my crafty wish list. Sorry guys, these are my pages for my book. Those are my paper. These are my potential pages. I just wanted to see. I thought I had cut up a bunch of matching covers, but you know, you never know with me. That could have been in a dream. I know, I love everyone's painty papers too. The bicycle fabric is good. I got it at that wonderful big box store. Abby says her new house is amazing and her crafting space is next on your list of remodels. Oh girl, you better do before and afters. Hi Linda Morel, how are you? Welcome, welcome. We're happy you're here. Ooh, you better put some up some videos that'll be inspirational. So, like one of Phaedra's dolls is on my crafty wish list. One of Michelle's tomes is on my crafty wish list. So you guys have to, like, you know, when you want to support each other, you know, get to know what other people make, and then because it's kind of cool when you know the person that made it, yeah? At least that's what I think, okay? Take it for what it's worth. And I'm not a big proponent of, like, you know me, I'm like, if I don't need it, I don't buy it. But it's different when it's handmade crafts. It's when it's handmade stuff. Right? Alright, that's one book cover. I have to tell you, that envelope that the lady sent me, the Bea sent me from the down to the dregs of it. It was so awesome. I did what inspired these little mini books was this collaboration I was in. And she sent me this fabric. I mean, she sent me some fabric and she sent me some she sent me fabric, and then she sent me some all kinds of stuff. But she sent this envelope, and I have to tell you, this envelope with the chipboard on it was so fabulous that I have made books out of this chipboard. Now I'm down to like the handful of a two-sided envelope. I'm down to the handful of the chipboard because I used it all in my books. So just, you need two pieces front and back for the cover, and then you need a small sliver for the spine. Yeah. Hi Kennedy. I'm happy you guys are here. Hey Sherry, I'm happy you guys are here with me. What about triplets? Who had triplets? Oh no, no triplets. No triplets. Can you imagine? Whew, I'd be out of my mind. I was out of my mind with the kids I had. Triplets would put me over the edge. I think I probably would be sitting there crafting. Crafting and crying, as Renee says. Craft or cry. Oh, no, you three were lonely. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about having children. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, my gosh, you guys, yesterday, it was so hilarious. Of course, my iPhone was like, I thought I had cleaned it off enough, and it didn't have enough memory, so I couldn't record all the kids, but I recorded some of them. For those of you that don't know, I have a 12-year-old. She's in the 6th grade, but she goes to Montessori school, so it's like a mixed age group of kids. And they're like from the age of like, I think they go 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. And then, anyway, they did these reports. You guys, it was hilarious, okay? They had to do a biography. They picked their own biography. They picked their own, the person they were going to do their biography on. They wrote a biography, and then they had to write a speech in first person and make a costume, or the parents obviously make the costume, right? And then they come and they present it. So yesterday was the presenting. So my littlest one was Pocahontas, and I have to tell you, it was hilarious. It was so, it was all I could do, and my older kids went with me. And you know what it's like when your kids are so cute and you're just trying to like keep it together so you don't laugh, because you obviously don't want to discourage them, but it's so cute you have to laugh. So one of the little kids was Napoleon, and he was so funny. I laughed until I cried. He said, my name is Napoleon, and he starts talking about himself and how, you know, all the different facts about Napoleon and this and that. And then he says, and then I fell in love. And he says, and he said, I met this woman, and he names her, and I asked her to marry me. And then I fell in love with, he named somebody else, and forgot that I was engaged. It was so funny. It just made me laugh until I cried. So Napoleon was a ladies' man, and he forgot he was engaged. And then that didn't work out, so he ends up, obviously, he says that, you know, he finally marries Marie Antoinette. But anyway, it was very funny. It was so funny. Between all the cute things the kids said and all the cute, it was fun. So there was Napoleon, there was Einstein. What were the other funny ones? Oh my gosh. It was all fun. It was all fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my 3 pieces down on the fabric, the same way you make a regular book, leaving a little space in between the center spine. You can't imagine having a child. Oh, it comes on you. I mean, raising kids is the best job I've ever had, I have to say, but it just made me laugh. I can enjoy my kids much more now because well, she's the last one, and she's Sherry says her babies have babies. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Lala says her 18-year-old grand she raised, she wants to join the Peace Corps. Is that he or she? That's awesome. So I am going to do my Christmas crafting. I have my supplies together. I just haven't. One of them is I'm going to make some wallpaper journals. So if you guys want to make along, you need some wallpaper. Okay? And I know somebody's going to cringe because I have my glue or whatever. Stacy said, don't be. I was working in my art journal earlier today. I have paintbrushes and I have glue brushes. What do you guys have? Similar? I mean, I don't use them on the same thing. Hi, River. You were 30 when you had your first child? My oldest daughter, I was like 20. I think I was like 26. No matter how old you are, it's a lot. Even if you're inexperienced, even if you've had, because I don't know. Michelle had twins. Michelle, what was it like having twins? Michelle, our Michelle Scott had twins. You were 21, Sherry? Hey, Cheryl, I have not mailed out your journal. I have it right here. Hopefully in the next day or so. I did not go to the post office on, I guess I could have gone yesterday, but yesterday was the Pocahontas extravaganza. It was a whole day at school. Michelle says, it was a piece of cake having twins. It's the single babies that are harder. For me, at least. Yeah, I can understand. Right, because the twins entertained themselves? Is that what it was? You guys, I had my kids so far apart that they were all sort of like only children. You know, it's like, not that I recommend that, but I'm just telling you that for me, that's what it was. How many of you guys have been over and seen? Joy said after each child, she said never again. Oh, girl, I know it. Except, you know what? When my youngest one, I was pregnant in my 40s, you guys. I have to tell you, when I went to the doctor, I cried. He was the one that had delivered my second daughter. And I had some pregnancy issues, not with my last one, but I had been kind of far along. I had 2 pregnancies that didn't go, you know, like where you're far along, and that's a whole nother traumatic thing in itself. And we never ever like it's some stuff we don't ever really talk about as women, right? We don't really talk about it because it's so painful, but it's super hard when that happens. So, I had one, I was really far along. I want to say like, I don't know, 6 months along, maybe a little bit further. And the baby died in utero, and that was like so traumatic for me. So that's why there's such a lengthy gap. I had something like that happen twice. Once between my first and second child, and then after my second daughter, I had something similar. And so, by the time I found out I was pregnant in my 40s and I was not trying to have another baby. She was a surprise. You'll remind me before spring. No, I'll send it to you. I'll have it out. Phaedra said she had her first at 22. You had 4 in how many years? I know, right? It's like a stressful thing. It's like, I don't think as women we really, we don't honor that part. The part where you did. So anyway, by the time, I'm not saying it to get you guys all upset or whatever. I'm just telling you that, sometimes when people go, oh, you had it, whatever, there's reasons, So when my third one came around and I was in my 40s, you guys, I was going through all sorts of shizzle because, if you've lost children, if you've had the not finished pregnancies, fear comes up, right? The fear of like all of it. And so, I had some definite fear things going on for myself. I'm not going to lie. And so I just tried to, I didn't tell people until I was, in fact, we didn't even tell, I told my mom, obviously, my mother and my sister knew, but I didn't even tell my husband's family until I was sure that I wasn't going to lose the baby, because it's just so traumatic, so all of a sudden for them, all of a sudden I'm having this baby. They were like, what? But I also went through, a lot of stuff having her. So by the time she came around, I was in a state of like joy, but also exhausted pregnancy is exhausting anyway. Anyway, so I try to enjoy as much as I can of her, you know? Can you imagine, though? I mean, I look back now and it was pretty ridiculous. I should have told them, but it was like, you know, when you've gone through losing children, telling people that you're having another baby and then the possibility that it may not happen, and then, I don't know, people act weird toward you, you know? It's not like you did anything to make it happen. Just stuff happens, you know? I had a wonderful friend. She was so lovely. She she explained a lot. She was like one of these people that, you know, she definitely did the woo-woo, you know? And she just sort of explained to me that, and she was so wise. Hi, Renee. Hi, Liz. Hi, Karen. Well, it said she waited until you were sure after. Yeah, after you miscarry, you do wait. You like, and it. I don't know what my in-laws thought. I mean, honestly, I didn't. I mean, I told him he could tell them, but I left it up to him because I emotionally could not do it. After you've had that, I just couldn't. I just thought, you know what? They're his parents. They weren't my parents. I did my thing with my parents, right? So right now I'm just gluing some fabric down to the anyway, this woman, first of all, this woman told me when I went was because, you know, like when you're that far along and you don't go complete at least that's what happened to me. I can't speak for everyone else. When you don't complete it, you have to go through the whole birthing thing. And that in itself is like, I can't even tell you, that's a whole nother experience. But I met this wonderful woman who, in the hospital, this wonderful nurse in the hospital when the first time I was going through this miscarriage, she was a wonderful nurse. And I was so scared, you guys, and sad, you know, scared and sad. And she was so wonderful. I wish I could remember her name. But she told me to get this book. And I've read it several times since then. And I highly recommend it. It's called Embraced by the Light. And it's by a woman named Betty J. Iotti. And it's just a wonderful... It was just a wonderful book. Anyway... trying to figure out which dolls I want on my book. Let's see if I can. Anyway, she told me about it, and you know, when you're going through something so traumatic, to have somebody being so kind and sweet with you. Anyway, she was wonderful, this nurse, and she was. Seeing if I could get two of them on there, but I don't guess I can. I didn't cut it in the right way. Maybe I have another piece of it here. Maybe I can. I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, she told me about this wonderful book, and I got it when I got out of the hospital. And it was such a wonderful, beautiful story. And I recommend you get it. I mean, it's not just about, it's just about heaven, and it's a true one woman's experience, and it was beautiful. It was just beautiful. And so she was so kind and sweet with me that, you know, like when you have that experience, you're so traumatized anyway, but to have somebody show you some real love and compassion. Why did I not cut this correctly? This is like so silly. Like, I like this really little chubby girl, but I don't know. Maybe I'll put it there. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe she'll be on the front and this other one can be on the back. That's probably a better thing. Anyway, so it was remarkable to have that sort of experience with somebody that I didn't know. That's when you know that the universe is conspiring to take care of you no matter what. So that was really beautiful. And then the second time I went through it, can I tell you, I was out of my mind. It was like so, it was so, you guys, what did I do? I know what I'm gonna do. Da da da. I'm like so, such a doofus. The second time that what I was, it was yeah, cause see what I did is I cut it wrong, because I can cut out the dolls individually, but she's not going to be on the front because this one's going to be on the front. I guess I can put it where the mad face is on the front. Is she going to be on the back? Let me see. Anyway, going through it the second time, I was of course like freaked out, and anyway, then you think the whole world's conspiring against you. But I met this woman who, so the first time the lady told me to get this book, and I did, and it was and the book itself was life-changing, because it was just really a beautiful story about how, you know, the divine is always conspiring to love you and give you what you need, even though it may not feel like it. And I highly recommend it to anyone. But the second time oh no, Lola, I'm so sorry. We women are strong and amazing, Anne. We women are. But the second time, all I was going to share with you, and I don't know how we got caught into this like such deep conversation, but the second time I met this woman who had had a near-death experience. And, or she died and then she came back. Okay? And she shared with me, it's kind of funny how like you get what you need, or the grace that you need comes when you need it, even if you don't know that's what you need, right? So she, like, I had met her, and then she had, I don't even remember how I met her, through like a friend of a friend, and I don't know, at something totally unrelated. And she told me about her near-death experience. And in her near-death experience, she had been in a home invasion. She had been with her life partner and somebody came into their home, and her life partner didn't make it. But through this near-death experience that she had, but she did, and anyway, she was shot at point blank range, and you know, it was very horrific. But what was amazing about her was that she went through this experience, and from the other side of it, she said she realized that she was loved more than she could have ever imagined. And through this unconditional loving experience, she created a new life for herself. She used to be like I think she was a school teacher. I don't remember all the details, but I think she was a school teacher. And through all of that, you know, she came out on the other side, and now she's a spiritual teacher, and she's amazing. And you know, the experience she shared came at a time in my life when I was like, why is this happening to me? And what if I, you know, all the things that we go through, right? All the questioning we have. But being with her and seeing how resilient she was in face of what she had gone through was amazing. And just, I don't know, it shifted how I looked at things. It made me be more grateful, made me more patient with myself, made me a different person. I've heard that saying too, Lala. I've heard that saying too. Anyway, so all I can say to you is all of you out there going through whatever, and who knows why we're talking about this, because, you know, I just sort of live in the divine flow of my own life, and sometimes we talk about things and I don't understand why, and then later on I'll get like an email or a message from somebody that's going through something really hard that says, you know, I needed to hear that, or I don't know. You know, things happen like that for a reason. Like me meeting that lady that had that near-death experience, or me having that lady as a nurse that took care of me when I was going through such a hard time, that told me to get that book. The book was amazing. So, how many of you guys, onto a cheerier subject, know that you're loved more than you can imagine, and know that no matter what you're going through, you're not alone, and know that, you know, you're on your right path. Hi, Lynn. So how many of you guys are doing Inktober? How many of you guys are doing Inktober? You guys, I'm not. I just can't bring myself to add one more thing to my plate at the moment. I think it's an awesome. Oh, Sherry says, I'm talking to her. Life has been really hard. And it has been since last Thanksgiving. Oh, Sherry, sending you so much love. I agree. Sometimes you don't want to be strong. You just want to go with the flow. I get it. I totally, absolutely get it. So I'll tell you about my unconditional experience, my recent experience of unconditional love. I don't know. And for those of you that don't want to watch, change the channel. I mean, you know, because I'm waiting for somebody to give me like some, like, whatever. Change, go somewhere else. There's lots of people that craft and do whatever on YouTube. Go for it. No need to stay here if you don't want to talk about it. Well, know that you're loved. You are. So I'll tell you my experience of unconditional love. So around the time that I was going through the second time around of the, we'll just call it my rainbow child, right? Because isn't that what they call them, rainbow children? I was going through a really hard time. I was living in New York City. Okay, I have these three. Just want to make sure they're dry before I fold them over, because last week the glue fell through. You're overwhelmed to add too much for. We craft with a conscience here. I don't know, do we? Inktober Julianne is where people like do ink drawings every day. Cherie says, just take one day at a time. That's all you can do. I agree with you. So right around that time, I was going through, you can imagine I was going through like a really emotional thing. And I also had really young children still at home. So like I couldn't, there was like no time for me to like indulge whatever the pain and the sorrow I was going through. Coupled with the fact that I think I was dealing with, at the time, my mom was really, really ill at the time. So it was like a whole, like, you know, like when it rains it pours kind of thing. We do love and support each other. I agree with you. So I was making jewelry for a living at that point. Making crazy metalsmith jewelry, which I still love to do occasionally. I don't do it as much anymore. But I was making crazy metalsmith jewelry. And I got some order for something, and I had to go down to the jewelry district. The diamond district. I was living in New York City, in Manhattan. Okay, so, and I lived in Manhattan. So, you guys, it's a real hustle bustle. I mean, it's a great city. If you're a city person, it's a fabulous city. But it can be a bit overwhelming if you're going through your own shizzle, right? All right, I'll make sure these dry. So I'm gonna fold them over the same way you covered books when you were in high school. Anyway, so I'm in my overwhelm. I'm in my like, why is this happening to me life sort of thing in my head, right? But obviously not telling other people, because you know as well as I do, like, nobody knows your life better than you, and going through and telling other people your stuff sometimes doesn't even help. And not that you would, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm like going through my own chisel, and I'm in this energy of like extreme hustle and bustle. Maybe I'll do a bicycle one. I'm in this energy of extreme hustle and bustle, and I'm like having to go from wherever to wherever, and you know, do my thing. Anyway, so I get on the train and I go get on the train and I'm going down to whatever, and I get off. And you guys, it's like so intense sometimes. And I walk out of the subway, and right outside of the subway are these women, these Chinese women who are, and I only know they're Chinese because of the subject matter in which they're talking about. They have this enormous billboard, and this billboard has this picture of just some atrocities on it, you know, like just, and you guys, I stop and I'm in like this space of like, I don't know, I was just like in this space of anyway, I start to really get myself upset and overwhelmed, because it's like, you know, bad enough that you're going through your own stuff, right? But then when you get out of the subway, and there are people like that are like, you know, sharing their point of views, which I'm not against that, but it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like it was this billboard of how people are being persecuted for their beliefs in a spiritual practice called Falun Gong. Now, I don't know anything about Falun Gong. I know absolutely nothing about it, and nor do I have a feeling one way or the other. It's not my business, right? But to see like a billboard they're holding up this sign, this big sign of, hang on, let me figure this out. They're holding up this big sign of, I don't think that one's going to work either. What is wrong with me? They're holding up this big sign that has like this things, this just, anyway, you guys, I just lost it. I just like stood there and I was like standing on the street in New York City and I'm weeping. And at this point, I'm just like, my internal voice or my internal prayer is just saying like, how much more of this can I take? Like, you know, I'm the person that, like, if I watch too many of those commercials where they're like talking about, you know, bad things, I can't do it. You know, how many of you are like that, where you're just not, what I realize is I need a bicycle in order for the book to close, because the book, this part has to be the front of the book. I need a bicycle going this way, and I cut this fabric and the bicycle was going the other way. Do you see what I mean? So the front of the book would be the bicycle, back of the bicycle wheel. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but that's just where I'm at. So I stood there in this like space of like going, universe, I can't take it anymore. Like, why me? And I hear very clearly, okay, ready for this? I hear, would you like the prayer for peace? And I was like, yes, I would like the prayer for peace. Now, this is just in my internal hearing. It's not like an audible voice, right? I was like, at that point, yes, because, I mean, I didn't know how much more I could take. I was like, yes, I need the prayer for peace. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? So, the prayer for peace, this is what was given to me. You guys try and see if it works for you. I see the divine in you, and I send you love. I see the divine in you, and I send you love. So I'm standing there, and all I can do is just repeat and see this horrific picture, this big, huge, and not only are they holding this big banner, they're acting it out on the streets of New York City, like a, you know, they're pantomiming it. So I just stood there for a second and I said, I see the divine in you and I send you love. I see the divine in you and I send you love. I salute the divine in you and I send you love. I honor the divine in you and I send you love. And I kept doing it over and over and over again. And you know what? Like within like 30 seconds, I felt tremendously better, like uplifted. And then I heard, well, what about me? And that was like the sidewalk. Like the sidewalk was like saying, what about me? People walk on me all day. As if like the consciousness or the energy of everything was saying like, what about me? What about me? So I kept saying, I see the divine in you and I send you love. So I kept doing it. So I thought, and I was feeling better and lighter and happier. And then I started to laugh. And you guys, I had been going through so much. I hadn't laughed in a really long time. Like really laugh for like no reason, just a joyful laugh. And so I just kept saying, okay, I see the divine in you and I send you love. I see the divine in you and I send you love. And I just kept doing it. And I felt better and better and better until, and I was doing it to like strangers in my head, of course, not out loud. I didn't say anything to them out loud. And I just said, I see the divine in you and I send you love. And it would be so funny. I would say it in my head. I would see somebody with like the worst scowling look on their face, right? And I would say to myself, I salute the divine in you and I send you love. And all of a sudden they would turn around as if they felt something. And the more I did it, the happier I got. And the happier I got, the easier my journey was to continue walking down the road. And you guys, it actually works. So I invite you to try it. I mean, you know, we all have that same internal voice, whether we listen to it or not. And I don't always listen to mine. So I see the divine in you and I send you love. So I send it to all of you all the time. Yeah, bicycle butt, right? I see the divine in you and I send you love. And you know what's kind of amazing is like I kept saying it over and over again, and I say it like I do it now. Like if I'm in a like situation where it feels like the energy is like not, you know what I mean? You walk into a situation, you feel that things aren't on the feeling good. I do it and it works for me. So I see the divine in all of you and I send you love. So then that brought me to thinking about something else today. I don't know. I don't even know what it was, but what if we realize, what if we just take the stance that everyone is just an expression of the divine? Everyone, even the people that we don't like in our lives are the ones that give us agita, right? They're just all an expression of the divine. And we all honor that in ourselves and in whatever form you believe in it, right? And everybody's here. What if we just, instead of experiencing our differences, we go, wow, you're like, how awesome is it to be born, whatever, you know, how awesome is it to be born a boy or a girl or transgendered or whatever you are, right? Whatever you are experiencing your life as. A mom, a sister, a brother, a son, a fireman, whatever choice, right? How awesome is it to experience ourselves like that? And what if we just like say to ourselves, you know, especially when it's people that we have issues with, what if we just say, you know, not only do we salute the divine in them and send them love, but how wonderful it is to be able to experience them, to be experiencing an aspect of the divine as a fireman, as a policeman, as a whatever it is, right? Like however you like to identify. Or how wonderful is it to come to this planet and be able to experience the diversity of everything, instead of looking at like what we're absolutely the same as. What if we just look at like honor the difference, right? Like really honor it, like get excited about it. The same way we would about like a different flavor of cake or a different flavor of whatever, you know. You guys, I did not measure my little mini books. They are not all perfect, okay? Because I can just hear somebody now going, I'm looking at what you're doing and that is not even. It's just what it is. You're right, Cherie says sometimes we just need someone to listen. Oh, it's so funny that you said that. I was dreaming of this friend of mine. I haven't spoken to him in like, I don't know, a while. And the last time I talked to him, he was getting married. So I thought, well, he must be married by now, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking in my head. But I haven't heard from him, and we've been friends for like 40 years. So I was like, I've been thinking about him, and I emailed him and emailed him and emailed him. And then I started thinking, oh no, because his dad's older. I thought, oh no, maybe his dad passed. And then I was like, he's on my mind, just been on my mind. So finally I messaged him on Facebook, like, I I don't really chat too much on Facebook. So anyway, I messaged him on Facebook, and he messaged me back like, I don't know. Finally, I talked to him yesterday. He's like, call me. I don't want to. He goes, I don't do social media well. So I'm like, okay. So I'm talking to him, and I'm just listening, you guys. I don't really say much. I'm just listening. And he said, I think I'm going through. He says, I think I'm going through a midlife crisis. And I'm like thinking, I've been through that. You know what I mean? It's like, how many of you guys have been through like that, where you feel like you're just going through a midlife crisis? Oh, I probably didn't do it straight, but it's okay. Anyway, I need a bigger middle. And I just listened. I mean, I really didn't have anything to say. I was just worried about him because I hadn't heard from him in so long. And I said, did you get married? I mean, I'm not trying to be in on your business, but did you get married? I don't want to be the kind of friend that, like, you know, I didn't even say congratulations. And he said, no, I didn't. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even ask, like, what happened. I said, I figured if he wanted to tell me, he would, right? So I said, oh, I'm sorry. And he said, no, it was probably for the best. And whatever he shared, like something just, he said there was just something not right, and da-da-da. I said, okay, well, at least you realize that now, right? Better now than when you get married, than marrying somebody that you don't. But I'd listen, and he was just going through this whole thing, and I was just listening to him, and he suddenly, I don't know, I guess I asked him a couple questions. I asked him, like, well, he was like saying he was going to change his job. And I was asking him what he wanted to do. And then he started mentioning it. I said, oh, that sounds great. I said, that would be like so much fun. I think you'd be great at it. And next thing you know, he said, happy as a clam. I'm on my live stream. You can't talk. What? Whisper. No, Wednesday and Thursday. So shut the door, please. Thank you. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. The littlest one comes home and I have to hear all about it. Here you go. Here it is right here. Shut my door, please. So after he like talks to me for this period of time of like, I don't know, maybe just a few minutes, he goes, I feel so much better. Thanks. And I said, wow, it sounds like you've got a game plan. And he says, you want to know what? He said, I had no idea until I spoke to you what I really wanted to do, but you just kept asking me. Guys, I didn't ask him anything. I just said, what do you want to do? But he said, you know, you gave me the space to be. Hi, Diana. Whisper, whisper. No, because you know what she's like? She just wants to know. She thought she had tutoring today. She doesn't. She does it tomorrow. Whisper, whisper. Whisper is cute. She is so cute, guys. She thought she had tutoring. She didn't have tutoring today. But anyway, you're right. Like, so sometimes I think all people need is the space to just speak. The space to be heard. So, I mean, I didn't offer him anything because I didn't have anything to offer except just love and support, right? Man, that's all I can offer. Okay, so I have these four. So what do you guys want to talk about now that I've talked about my whatever ridiculousness into? Hi, Trekker. How are you? Anyway, that's what's going on in my life. Now, you guys got me on like some ridiculous thing. She is so cute, you guys. She's so cute. She was hilarious as Pocahontas. You guys would have laughed so hard. It was so cute. I was going to add I'm adding some tape in the spine. Karen saying, sometimes you know what you want only after somebody, sometimes you know what you want only after somebody asks you. So it's great he had somebody who cared enough about him to ask him and listen long enough for him to figure it out. You know, I had been thinking about him for a long time, and sometimes when I have those sort of things, and I'm sure you guys all do too, right? Like when you're really thinking about somebody, you can't explain it, but you're just like, okay, something's going on here. I'm thinking about this person way too much. And you just call them up just to see how they are, and they were really going through something, right? And I'm sure you guys have had that. You guys are all intuitive. Everyone's intuitive, you know, just whether we listen to it or not. Hi, Malia. Can I post a picture of the costume? I will. I took a picture of her. I will. You guys, it's hilarious. Yes, please. Can I tell you, the Pocahontas thing was like, It was hilarious. I actually made it out of, guys, the least amount of, I made it out of this, the cheapest broadcloth. I tried, first of all, I couldn't find brown fabric. I was going to make it out of a t-shirt. I was going to fringe a t-shirt. I couldn't even find a brown t-shirt. Okay, I went to like 3 places. Finally, I went to the big box store, which you guys know. You guys, we really have nothing to shop here. In fact, we have like a, we do have a fabric store, but it's like really got like eclectic bridal style fabric and that sort of thing. I didn't go there because it's super expensive. So I didn't go there. I just went to the big box store and bought really inexpensive $2 a yard broadcloth and made her made her a costume. And I didn't have a pattern, so I just tried to pick a dress. Anyway, we did the research. You guys are gonna laugh. So the Algonquin or the Powhatan Indians, were what Pocahontas was one of. The women didn't even wear tops. Okay, they just wore skirts, and I was like, "Oh, that'll be great, right?" We were laughing about it. Oh, Sherry, that's so sweet. She says sometimes people come up to her and they just tell her things, and they say because she is just easy to talk to. You guys support each other. You know, we don't know how long we're on this little visiting this planet Earth, right? And supporting each other and crafting along and hanging and being friends is super cool. Being kind to each other. Kindness is free. Kindness is free. You know, sometimes we have you're watching on the TV, so you're still here? Oh, awesome. I'm glad you're here, Linda. Lala says her grandfather used to say her grandma and you never met a stranger. Aww. How many of you guys are making some? How do you say washer? I say washer. Are you taking like, oh, like, are you talking about like washi tape or washer or washer? Yeah, I know. Kennedy, you know, people have like cool accents. It's super cool. I don't know. That's what's been going on with me. So the whole thing of just like thinking to myself, so I see the divine in all of you and I send you love. And you see how it makes you feel, especially if you're in a situation where where you're not feeling it. It actually works. It'd be working. It made me feel better. Malia's mom is watching. Hi, Malia's mom. Aww. How are your babies, Miss Malia? How are your babies? Do any of you guys celebrate Halloween? Are you going to dress up and do stuff? I think my middle daughter is going to go as Elizabeth says it is free and it means so much. Kindness is free. Hi, Diana. Diana says they don't pronounce ours. People think that because you're from the Dakotas that you have a southern accent. Well, I am from the South, and you guys, when I was in college, I went to college, and they tell me, anyway, they made fun of my accent. I lost it, except when I talk to my family. My kids make fun of me because they said, like, if I talk to my aunts and my cousins, it comes back. Anyway, so my momentary obsession is these mini books. Then I have been working in my art journal. Have you guys been art journaling? I try to art journal every day. A little bit. That's why I can't add Inktober to my life. Not that I wouldn't do Inktober. In Inktober, they give you prompts and you just draw in ink. You know, you're supposed to use all different kinds of ink. But Lily, you're having a good time on vacation. You're ready to go home. Lily wants to be a strawberry again. Awesome. And you're making Vera May a carrot. Oh my gosh, Lily, you have to post pictures in our group. Good night, Kennedy. Big hugs. We hope you have a wonderful night. Julianne saying, Kennedy, she's from East River, South Dakota. She always gets a southern thing too. There you go. Lynn's working on her 50 Shades of Christmas book. What else are you guys working on? I'm going to make my wallpaper journals. I'm definitely doing that. Yeah, he does pack the car. I hear you. Karen saying there's some people that do their own version of Inktober. Yeah. You know what? My goal is, I'm trying desperately to, I'm reorganizing what I want to use the most of. I'm sorry, my water's leaking all over this. Good night, Phaedra. Big hugs. Love you. Post some of your dolls in the group of what you're working on, Miss Ma'am. Everybody would love to see your dolls. Anyway, that's what's going on in my world. Guys, it's been a weird, I've had a weird week. I've had a weird week from last week, from my Friday craft extravaganza, not crafting on Friday because I was doing my doctor's appointments. That, I have to tell you, it was a trip. I feel like I've lived a month since that day. Since Friday. Malia says she's working on collecting so much crap while you're here. You have so many books and magazines to go on with. I hear you, girl. Hey, Amberly. I have a colorful life. I'm sure you guys have the same colorful life. I have not cornered the market on colorful lives, you guys. I know that. Come on, you guys just aren't piping in and sharing. That's all it is. I'm cutting the corners. I'm mitering the corners because it's easier. And I'm making like 5 at once, you guys, because it's so much easier to just go ahead and make all the covers. And then at least for me, my assembly line project, it's easier for me to make all the covers and then go back and make the inserts. Hey, Heather. Heather said she's in Mississippi, but she grew up in Nevada and Arizona, and she tried her best to avoid getting a deep southern drawl when she moved here 20 years ago, but nobody could understand me. I get it, girl. Hey, Linda, how are you? I think we have 3 Lindas tonight. You've adopted a Tennessee accent? I hear you. I think I'm to the bottom of this thick designer tacky glue, but I just haven't let it go yet. How many of you guys get like that? Like you get down to the bottom of the thing and you keep messing with it because you know there's a little bit more in there. Sherry, are you still hanging out here with us, girl? Know that, you know, you're here and you're supported. You are supported and loved. So I've been going through my own midlife crisis of cleaning out my pantry. Hi, Bootsy. Have you guys gone over to Bootsy Sweethearts and checked out his channel? Oh my gosh. He quilts. Go over. You guys subscribe to Bootsy and go over and check out his quilting. I'm a new subby to your channel. What Renee said, she says, I wouldn't call my life simply colorful anymore. It's more like rainbow striped polka dotted with silver glitter. Girl, I get it. I so get it. Okay, good. You're here, Sherry. We just know that we love you. Lynn said she went to Canada for her honeymoon for a week and it took her 2 weeks to drop the accent. Hey, Trace, we love you, girl. I'm happy you're here. And if you guys haven't checked out Tracy at Nana's Place, you guys will love her too. I'm loving your book, Trace. What's it called? Your oh my gosh, abandoned books. So you guys go over and check out Bootie's channel. He's a fabulous quilter. And I'm assuming you do a few paper crafts too. Yeah, you guys go over and check it out. We love you, Trace. Everybody's giving you a big hug. Everyone is giving you a huge, big hug. Bootie's channel is Bootie Sweetheart. So if you go next to somebody's name, if you see somebody in the chat, and then you go to the right of their name, there'll be 3 little dots. And you can click on it, and it won't take you out of the chat here, but it'll take you on to the channel, and you can sub it. Bootie says he's hooked on button tassels. I hear you. Nana's Place is the same thing. It's Nana's Place. So if you go right next to everybody's name, you can subby to them. Linda says she's in the deep south near Mobile, Alabama. So you just got a bunch of new subbies, Bootsy. Amberly says she's been recording her bullet journal creating so far, and she's been calling this month Arttober because I just want to make it a goal to make something every day. I hear you. Bye, Trace. We love you. Okay. See, when you make it with fabric, I don't know if you can see how it has these little fray bits on the end because I cut it too close. So all I'm going to do, if you have some fray check, you can, but since it's going to be a journal, it's a tiny mini book, I'm just going to take some glue and I'm just going to glue down the fray bits. What is Rebecca wants to know what everyone's making for gifts this year. Well, obviously I'm making mini books. Making mini book tasks, mini book journal charms, Christmas ornaments. Aww. Booty says, "Thank you, still new." And that we got your husband hooked on making mini books. You know what? Mini books are a little addictive. Mini books are very addictive. I'm not gonna lie. Mini books are addictive. I think anything miniature is addictive, don't you think? Well, we're happy that you're hanging out with us. Amberly said she made some cards and stationery sets. You guys, I have these Altoid tins that I want to alter and make some stuff with, and I was going to make a couple of wallpaper journals, maybe some traveler's notebooks. I don't know. I don't know. Lala says she's making a journal for a friend and making mats for the homeless. Oh, Lala, that's awesome. He made 2 journals that made with Stacy. That's awesome. We love our Stacy. We love our Pink Poodle Crafter. She's so awesome. You guys, I don't know. Usually I have this tremendous like surge of ideas to like make for you know, to make for Christmas gifts. But this year, honestly, I haven't had that many. many urges like I usually do, right? Y'all get like. Sheree said she's shopping for crafting supplies and she's not sure what to get. My thing is shop in your stash. Shop in your stash, right? I'm still doing my calamari. I am still in the middle of my calamari. You guys, I went through and I think I have officially, maybe there might be like 1 or 2 things left, but I think I've officially like let go of all of the clothes that I wore when I went to work, like all my work clothes. Oh, Lola, that's so sweet. Howard, what are you making the mats out of? You know, I had a friend, and see, we don't have plastic bags here, like plastic shopping bags, but I have a friend who used to make hers out of plastic shopping bags. Like she used to, I think she crocheted them. Maybe she knit them. I don't know. You guys, I did. Anyway, she used to knit like like the mats that you're talking about. I want to say out of plastic grocery bags. Yeah, of course, Elizabeth, tell us. Elizabeth says that she's got a friend making purses and cards to put them in, and she's awesome. Of course, you can say her channel. Why not? You know, was it last year or the year before, guys? I can't remember. I made reusable shopping bags out of t-shirts. I could show you guys how to do that, but I have to move, because you need to, well, you can make them where you tie them, but I sewed mine. You could tie or sew them. Trucker says she is doing a no buying crafts for October. Yeah, they'll make you buy a bag at the grocery store here. And some grocery stores will give you, like Safeway will give you brown bags. Those big box stores, they sell you bags. It's crazy, yeah? Okay, she says, yes, you make plarn from plastic shopping bags. Bugs hate plarn and stays warm in the cold weather and cool in the heat. And it's soft and simple to clean. Oh, cool. Lola, make sure you post something in our group. Post something in our Facebook group. Your cousins mail you the bags. You guys, we don't have any plastic bags at all. They have outlawed it because they, you know, for stores to give them to you. Now, I don't know if there's, you know, obviously when you travel, like I think I have one that I keep in my suitcase so that I can put my shoes in it when when I'm coming back from a trip. So, yeah, so Booty said that he made some shopping bags from men's t-shirts. I've done that from tank tops, and you just have to sew the bottom. There's a way you can tie the bottom. I've made some where you tie it, but I think the ones that you sew last longer at the bottom, where you sew the bottom. Lynn said her family is pushing her to, you know, do her calamari, and then her daughter brought her home textbooks. You know, that's the way mine rolls too, Lynn. Oh, that's awesome, Elizabeth. Yeah, no, I made shopping bags. I don't know if it was last Christmas or the Christmas before. Out of t-shirts, the ones that my kids had outgrown. Julie says she makes bags out of t-shirts too. So there you go. That's how I have a bunch of them in my car. You know, I find that some of the kid shirts that I have make really good ones. Lala says that she makes sensory lap mats for people with Alzheimer's and dementia. Oh, that's cool. Well, I know what Miss Linda is making. She's making beautiful little quilts. She's making beautiful little quilts for her family. They're all getting like these little scrap quilts, which are gorgeous. Renee says she makes no-sew t-shirt bags too. Ooh, sounds great. You guys are on the recycling bandwagon with your shopping bags. You guys, I had a friend in New York, and she actually gave me one. She gave me one of the, I don't think I have it anymore. I think I didn't move with it. She gave me this little cutter that you could cut 2-liter soda bottles with, or plastic water bottles, to make your own yarn with. And she would crochet shopping bags from 2-liter soda bottles, and it was amazing. You make your own. I don't have the knife anymore. I bet you could go on YouTube and see it though, but this is years ago, because I've lived in Hawaii for like 10 years, so at least 10, maybe it was more longer than that ago that she gave it to me. Okay, I have one more to glue down, and then I can start putting pages in. Woohoo! Well, go on Bootsy's channel, Lala. Bootsy's got some quilting, paper piece quilting, and all kinds of cool tips and tricks on there. This is a long time ago though, Lala. This was like, oh my gosh. All right, how many years ago? At least probably 15, 20 years ago maybe. And she used to make all kinds of like shopping bags and handbags and water bottle carriers, you know, all that. Sherry says she going, and that will be at Play Live. You know, she only does it. She only does her live streams are only once a month now. So if you guys wanted to catch her live, you got to go on Friday and check out How to Get Creative with Miss Barb Owen. I love Barb Owen. Who doesn't love Barb Owen? Did you see she's got a new camera set up? It's amazing. It was like, I didn't get to watch all the videos that she had, but I was there for the initial test, and it was amazing. How many of you guys have been watching How to Get Creative with Miss Barb Owen? We love her. We love her. What else has been going on? You guys, I feel like I've lived a month. Have you guys ever had those weeks where you're just like, okay, so much stuff has gone on in the last 3 days, it feels like it's a month worth of activity. Anybody else have that? I cannot be the only one. I cannot be the only one. Am I the only one? I don't think so. Do you remember old margarine containers? People used to use the bottoms of them in crochet beaded purses in the 60s and 70s. I do remember that. Hi, Miss Sassy T. How are you? I'm keeping it sassy. I'm trying, you know, I can't help it. How many of you guys are sassy and you just can't help it? You can't help it. I'm good. Renee, I can relate, sister. I can totally relate. It's like there's some weeks you're just like, what in the world? Whose life is this? Why is this going on like this? And when am I going to get a reprieve? You know, sometimes I'm like, okay, is there a reprieve coming soon? Because this is getting on the ridiculous side. I'm telling you, last week at the hospital, can I tell you, I had such a week with my daughter at the, I was just like, I had to go to the hospital on Friday. That's why we didn't, oh, it's on another island. And that's why I didn't live stream. You guys, it was ridiculous. Lynn says that the baby, the little girl that she has is, she's not sassy, she's stylish. I hear you, Amberly. Sometimes kids just, you know, they have their own thing going on. My 20-year-old used to be like that. She was like always a handful. She's not now, but she was. Oh, I'm telling you. When she was little, it was like, ugh. Used to put me through changes. I would feel like I needed like a vacation from the morning routine. I mean, like a literal, like I need a vacation from my life after getting her ready for school in the morning sometimes. It was ridiculous. Julie says her mom made her a drawstring bag with a Clorox bottle inside that kept her doll accessories in. Oh, that sounds awesome. I do remember those. You know, I never made any, but I'm sure that my mother did. You know what, Lynn? Your health insurance pays for it here. It is pricey, but your health insurance pays for it because, like, some of the islands, you guys, we don't have, like, it's not like a major metropolitan city, you know, they're just not, you know, it is, but your health insurance pays for it, so you can only really imagine how much it really costs. But I have to tell you, it's not even that. It's like I left my house at, like, I don't know, 8 in the morning, and I didn't get home until 9 o'clock at night, and it was like one of those things where you're just, like, out of your mind. Hey, Carrie! Oh, Amberly, I used to have my 20-year-old, now she's 20, when she was little, she used to take her clothes off. Like, she would get ready for, I would dress her, and we would all be ready to leave, and you turn around, and she'd be laying naked on the floor. It was so frustrating. At some point in time, you were just, like, out of your mind. You were just like, oh, no. Okay, so you have to decide, after you've done all this, for those of you guys that haven't made these with me before, you have to decide if you're going to have a ribbon inside of it, if you're going to tie it or not. And like, see, these I put that wax linen in, and I have some ribbon. At least I thought I did. How many of you guys sit down to craft and you're like, oh, I brought all this stuff with me, and then you get down here and you're like, I don't have any of it. So I have this really small, ribbon. Really small ribbon to put through so that you can tie them. You don't have to tie them if you don't want to. Okay, it is not a mandatory thing. The first ones I made, I didn't, but you definitely want to put your ribbon down now if you're going to put ribbon in or whatever, because you need to, you're going to cover the, you're going to cover it, and you want to glue it down and put some tape or something over it. It's kind of stressful. Hi, Charlene. It gets stressful though, Lynn, right? Especially if you like have somewhere to be. You're like stressed out. You're like thinking to yourself, come on, child, this is ridiculous. Right? So I don't think we answered your question of what we're all making for Christmas, because I don't think anybody knows what they're making for Christmas. No, this is just made from product packaging, not toilet paper tubes. You know, like pasta boxes or cereal boxes or whatever you want to make yours out of. I mean, I guess you could use toilet paper tubes. I think a little bit thicker. I don't know. Make it out of whatever you want to make it out of. There's no right or wrong. It's mini books. How can you go wrong with mini books? You can't go wrong with mini books. You cannot go wrong with mini books. You could make it out of any sort of cardboard you have, or any sort of product packaging or whatever you have. You can make it out of anything. No rules. I'm only putting some tape down to keep the glue down, to keep your thing down. You have some thunderstorms coming your way? Oh no. Bootsy, where do you live? I used to live in New York. Where do you live? Yeah, definitely be safe. We had some crazy thunderstorms last week, and it was, at one point, it was sort of frightening where you're like, we don't usually get it like that where there's thunder and lightning here. But it was crazy. It sounded like, it was so loud that it shook the ground. Karen says she has some Band-Aid boxes. That's awesome that you want to make some little things out of. I think that's great. You live just east of JFK? Some of my most favorite fabric stores are there in New York City. Because I lived in New York City for a long, long time. Some of my favorite fabric stores are there. Could buy the best fabric in New York. The best, the absolute best fabric. In Lynbrook. Awesome. It rained where you are in San Francisco? I don't know if I have any nice thread. Sometimes, like, when you're making them and, like, you want them to, like, look a little bit more complimentary. I might have some complimentary thread going on here. I just gotta put my pages in, and then I'll be good to go. That's the fun part, right? Before somebody gives me a hard time about my embroidery thread, so they have a church, they have lots of like church yard sales here, or church sales here. And I went to one not that long ago, and they had all of these, you know, those needlepoint and embroidery kits for $1, and I bought them for the thread. You guys, I'm never gonna, I mean, I could use that, what is that cloth called? Aida cloth or something like that. What's it called? Aida cloth? Anyway, so I have all these bundles of embroidery thread from those packages, you know, that somebody, like the packages that, from the kits. But for $1, I was like, yes, I'm buying them. Okay, Julie says she's making nothing. Julie says that she's not making anything. Julie, you know what? I think you should start your own tradition. It's not about topping somebody's gifts. It's about making something that makes you happy. That's all. That's all it is. It's not about topping somebody's gifts. You can't ever top someone's gifts. Like, I don't try to compete with anybody else. You guys, I used to make every single gift that everyone got. Now I just make like a token, something token, because my kids would be super upset if I didn't. Because they're all at different stages of their lives where, like, they don't have room for things, or they're, or I'm doing a rain dance for you, Lynn. You need a rain. You need rain. You guys, it's been raining here pretty steadily. It didn't rain today. But it's been really do it anymore. Now I just give them Like I might make a card and then I give them a gift card or something like that. They're all sort of in that age range in the 18 to 28-year-old range where you know they're buying things and you know like you know what it's like when they're in that age range where they're like some of them they're not accumulating anything. They're like trying to like my niece wants to buy a house, so she's like really just focused on the house thing. She's focused on, you know, the possibility of buying a house and not accumulating anything until she does because she's living in an apartment. What are you guys talking about locked and loaded? I'm missing the whole conversation. It must be like I'm in my own world. I'm missing the locked and loaded conversation. What happened with the locked and loaded? I mean, I'm just giving them gift cards because it's easier just to mail it in the mail, right? You're buffering? Oh no, that's not good. You're buffering? Okay, hang on. Just give me a sec. Is it better? Oh no, Karen, that's horrible. All right. Well, no, it's a whole ridiculousness. It's just part of my life. It's just like the extra added bits of whatever's going on, you know? You just gotta have that extra, because without it, like, it would just be normal. All right, hold on. I'm gonna hang on a second. Can you guys do me a favor? I'm only gonna be on can you guys get off the internet just for a few minutes? I'm only gonna be on live stream just for a few more minutes, but it's kicking everybody off. It's probably the kid back there. Yeah, just for a few minutes. I'll be off in just a second. All right, is it bad? Is it better? Yeah, no, it's a whole lot of ridiculousness, okay? I told you guys I live in a house that has like a guest house in the back of it. Okay, so when they moved in, we couldn't get them their own Wi-Fi because of however Spectrum did their thing. So now Spectrum is allowing them to have their own account, but he still has the passwords to mine. And I tried to change it last week, but I have to call Spectrum and get it done because they did some, I don't know. How did he get the password? Because he lived in okay, so it's a stupid story. This one is not even, so I'm not going to work on it. I'll fix it later. I'm going to finish these. I'll finish these too. No, so, you know, like, when you live in even though almost every house here has its own, they call it a nohana, or a guest house, like a mother-in-law apartment. So, this girl lived in the back with her boyfriend. And then her boyfriend and her broke up, but I told you guys about the housing crisis and the housing shortage, right? Here because of Airbnb. So she moved her mom and her little brother into her apartment because of that. They were living in a building that got sold. so when it was just them, we all shared the same internet, and we have like we have internet as if it was like a business, you know, like we have really a lot of internet. Well, her little brother, I mean, it's not meant for a gamer, honestly. It's not meant for a gamer. So her little brother moved in and he games. So they finally got their own internet. But I know he's bootlegging so he can run more bandwidth. Good night, Liz. Big hugs. Sweet dreams. I hope you have a wonderful night's sleep. So I'm just cutting the pages for my little book right now. So that's how we got the password. And I tried to change it last week, but I need to have them come out and do something to the cables and this and that, and I just haven't, because I was away, and it kind of got better, but I will, because he's totally bootlegging it, because there's nobody else on it, you know, and it's just me, and I'm talking to you guys. Good night, Liz. I hope you have a really wonderful night. So I think I'll have enough time before my stream ends to finish one book, to finish the pages of one book. So all I do is gather up all my junk mail, some painting papers. I haven't made painting papers in a while. I'm definitely going to need to make some painting papers. Definitely going to need to make some painting papers. I haven't made painting papers in a while. How many of you guys have made your painting papers? I've got a lot of painting papers. What are you woeing for, Mitz? What happened? Okay, Karen, I can do that. I can totally do that. Well, the one thing I did is I went over and I talked to his mom, and I just said, you know, I said, you guys have your own internet now, so quit bootlegging ours, you know. You need to make painting papers, I know, right? Hey, Lynn, can you boot that person out, please? Thank you. Hey, Karen, I'm gonna make you a mod. Hang on. So maybe you can, let's see. Thanks, Lynn. Karen, I just made you a mod so you can do it too. It's ridiculous. It's like, it's okay, Lynn. You know that happens to Hottie Po when she's around too. She's like, anyway. It happens to us all. It's just ridiculous though, right? It's like, who needs that? Painting papers are decorated papers that people use for journaling. Yeah, like this. I don't even know if I have any around me. Like this is a painting paper. Like, you know, it's like a book page that you've painted. You can paint on anything. Magazine pages work good. You got a wrench. Thank you. It happens, Lynn. What are you going to do? Oh, you guys, there's this wonderful YouTube artist, and I will have to look at her channel and put it in here. Her name is Lorraine. I think her last name is, I think you pronounce it, she's got a beautiful Italian last name. I think it's Centineo or Centinello. Anyway, she does some beautiful mixed media painting papers. When you mentioned it, when you just mentioned that, it just reminded me of her. I'll have to find her YouTube channel and put it in the description box, but she's awesome. Oh, didn't you remember somebody asked us what panty papers were? We were, who is it? Somebody asked us, okay, I don't know what panty papers are. We were like, oh my gosh, panty papers. So you guys, this week's stream's coming up. We got Wednesday night, Stacy tomorrow night. Stacy Pink Poodle Crafters is going to do her mixed media mashup. And that'll be super fun. So head on over to her channel and make sure that you are in that. That's super fun. And then Friday in the morning, or Friday at 2 o'clock, it's in the morning my time, is Barb Owen from howtogetcreative.com, and she is, I don't know what her project this week is, but this is her monthly live. Oh, take that person out too. Do you see this one? Can you take that person out too? Do you guys see it? Thank you. I think you can go to their thing and Karen says if you use Google Dictate, it'll come up as panty papers. Hey Shazzy! Thanks, Lynn. If you go to their channels and block them, that would be super great. So anyway, so Barb's, her monthly live is this week. All right, what else? Who else is having something? Lizzie, our favorite, Elizabeth Brewer. She's on Thursday night. She's doing Thursday night lives. So you guys have tons of cool people to hang out with that are doing live streams. Right? So hey Shazzy, how's it going? Yep. So I know Miss Elizabeth Brewer's doing Thursday nights. Stacy does Wednesdays. Barb does once a month. Carla Cage Fish does Tuesdays and Sundays. Or Jessica Rapp at Two Silver Oranges. She does various live streams. She does Sundays too sometime. I don't know exactly the time. I think at 4 or 5 Eastern. I mean, yeah. You were lurking. Well, we're glad you're lurking. How are you feeling, Miss Ma'am? How many of you guys went over and watched Ann Albers doing her, her gazing, her angel stuff? Did any of you guys go and watch her from the last time? She's amazing. Hey Sue, how are you? Good night, Janie. Big hugs. Hope you sleep well. Alright, I think I have enough pages for this. I think I do. I think I have enough pages for this one. And I need one really sort of heavy duty paper for the outside. Okay. Did any of you guys go over and watch her? Miss Ann Albers? She was awesome. Right? Sweet dreams, Janie. We hope you have a wonderful night. I'm going to go ahead and sew sew my little signature, and I think I'm going to sew it with, let's see, I guess I could sew it with wax linen if I wanted to, because it's got a red thing in it, but I don't, let me see if I have any dark color. What are you talking about? You got some missing it. Oh, thanks, Lala. Anyway, the reason I bring up Anna Alvarez is because in her thing she talks about going for a gazing the first time she ever did any gazing. She went to gaze with a gentleman named Brazzo, and he's actually gazing this week for free. So I don't know if any of you guys watched any of it, and if you did, that I love watching Ann too, Shazzy. Anyway, that's what I was telling you, is because Brazzo's actually gazing this week for free. So how many of you guys want to, I'm going to sew this book together, and then I think we're going to do the woo-woo. How many of you guys want to stay for the woo-woo? And I know I promised you a woo-woo only video, and I'm going to definitely do it this week. I have not had a chance. You're staying, Amberly? Oh, good. Okay, you can only time them out. Alright, well, thanks. Thanks for letting me know, Lynn. If you can you keep can one of you guys keep their names so that I can make sure I go back and block them? You used to be able to, because Hottie Po used to block everyone that would do stuff like that, but I don't know. They changed YouTube. You need it. I hear you, Lala. So I really had a magical meditation this morning. After I had such a rough, I have to tell you, Friday was ridiculous, and I enjoyed live streaming with Stacy. That was awesome. But I have to tell you, for me, the rest of the week was like the live stream with Stacy on Thursday, and then after that, you guys, it was like my week went to like, it was really ridiculous the week that I had the rest of it. And so this, and you know, but I've been meditating so much. I meditate every single day, but some days when I find myself in a more of a ridiculousness than other times. You know what I'm saying? Like when it feels like, okay, this is just, something's got to shift here. This is ridiculous. Guess I would usually measure this, but I'm not doing nothing now. I'm just going to poke the holes in it and hope that I can do it with this little darning needle. Sometimes these needles are great, and sometimes they just aren't. Sometimes they bend. So I advise you to get a book and poke them through, and poke them all individually, and then they all line up perfect. I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing it today. Hi, Maria. So the weekend for me was just beyond stressful. I mean, not the weekend thing, but just all the stuff I had to do with my daughter and her medical stuff. Which I'm sure many of you have that, and I'm not saying it to complain, but I'm just saying to you, so like sometimes when I'm going through my own ridiculousness, which happens, you know, I go through my own ridiculousness every day, I find that I need to be in a better space. Like I need to be in a better, you know, so then I'll sit down and meditate maybe more than twice a day, especially if I'm not having a really good Zen time. So Friday sort of put me over the edge with some medical stuff and some stuff that was said, and it put me in, it made me feel like, you know, like when you feel like, okay, what the hell's going on here? Everything just feels like it's out of control. That sort of way. So I was like, okay, I've got to be able to get through this, because that's not how I roll. Like, I don't roll that way. I don't, you know what I mean? So I really focused more on a more peaceful, loving, being in a more peaceful, loving space with myself. And I really saw the benefits of it this weekend. I mean, I saw that the moment I embraced myself in my ridiculousness, whatever I was going through. Okay, so I did 3 holes, and I wouldn't advise you to do what I did. I mean, if you have an awl, it's better to use an awl. If you have, you know, find your way to poke your 3 holes, you know. I'm using a tapestry needle, the end's blunt. I just found myself in a super stressful situation with all of it. And so I was like, okay, I've got to get myself out of this funk, because I was like seriously in my own like ridiculous funk. And I just started being kinder to myself. I just started focusing on being kinder to myself and focused on loving myself more. Because I know that there's nothing outside of me. And if I'm in a good place, everything else around me is in a good place. But sometimes it's easier said than done, right? Sometimes it's easier just to like complain about it than to do something better about it. Good night, Boots. Big hugs. Yep. See you at Stacy's. I'll try to see you tomorrow night at Mixed Media Mashup. Anyway, so I was like trying to be kinder to myself. Like giving myself the kindness and the love and the support that I felt like I just wasn't giving myself enough of. And so in doing that, I found that, you know, I found it a little bit easier to deal with whatever the next thing was. And I just kept going until I felt better. Now granted, it doesn't always happen immediately, and sometimes it takes a little bit more energy and effort to be kinder to yourself than say you would be kinder to a neighbor or be kinder to a friend or that sort of thing. But I focused on it because I was like, I have got to get myself through this. I can't, you know, like when you get some bad news, how it can take you down a rabbit hole of like not feeling great about yourself. Well, that's where I was. So I'm sharing that with you because I know that we're not alone in this. And most of the time when one of us is going through something, all of us are going through something. And it may not totally be similar, but it can have that same energy and that vibration, you know, the energy of like upheaval or the energy of change or the energy of, do you know what I'm saying? So for me, what happens is when I find myself in that space, if I can just sit with myself, and I do it all the time, you guys, every moment's new. So like some days are much easier than others, right? Some days are just like, that was the most ridiculous day ever. Or so if you guys are going through that, we'll definitely address it. You can let it go now before we do the woo-woo, but you can also bring it up in the woo-woo. And I'm only sharing it with you because I've been going through it myself. And so if you guys haven't been going through it, congratulations. Good for you. But those of you that have, or maybe your life just isn't in the most perfect space, or maybe you need some extra. Like maybe you need something different, or you need something more, or you need, you know, or you would like a little bit more peace in your life, or you'd like a little bit more love and understanding. Realize that if it's not happening in your world, you have to be the person to give it to yourself first. So like the day when I was having that moment of ridiculousness and seeing all that stuff, all those people reenacting their horrified things, and you know, with their big billboards, that was making me upset. The first thing I do is I saluted the divine in myself, and I sent myself love. You know, until I felt better. And then I felt like I was helpless, like I couldn't do anything, like I wasn't going to feel, like I wasn't. I think the most recent full moon was like some intensity with that too. And the earth wants to be free from our stuff too. Probably even enslaved her a long time too. Alright, let me figure out which one's the front. This one's back. Okay, this one's going to be the front. Not that my pages matter because they're all in different languages. It is life choice, I agree. Oh, Lala, I'm sending you love, girl. I am sending you love. Hi, Dania. How are you? So if you guys want to do the woo-woo, grab yourself some water. If you want to have some charged and energized water, go get it and bring it. Go get your energized water. Go get your water to bring to the woo-woo. And for those of you that don't want to stay, don't feel like you don't have to, you know. And if you're mildly curious but you don't want to receive the energy work, just say no. It only works with conscious consent. I will say you will feel better no matter what. You will feel better no matter what. It just works like that. But you don't have to. And the other thing is that, you guys, this is not any... It's just the energy of divine love. No. Love knows no... love doesn't... Love is love. Love is pure. Oh, we love you, Dania. I'm glad you came on to say hi. Okay, so for those that want to participate, go get your water if you want to have some energized water. If you don't, it's not necessary. And if you want to include anyone in your energy work, you can include anyone. You can include your pets, you can include your family members, you can include friends, co-workers. You know, it's up to their higher self whether they receive the energy or not. Everyone has conscious consent. So you don't have to tell them. Their higher self knows. Your higher self always knows what you need. Always, always, always. So, but it is up to them to receive what they want to receive. If they don't, if you want to, you know, it's like sending somebody good thoughts. If they don't want to receive the good thoughts, they won't, right? So that's all it is. So just bring them to mind before we start. And you only have to think about them once. You don't have to continue to think about them. Big hugs, Dania. Big hugs. We're glad you came to say hi. You guys, because I didn't cut mine perfectly, I'm having to hand trim my papers, but it doesn't really matter because it's just a little tiny book. So, and if I want to add my journaling bit, I have to do that now. It's best to add your wire before it, you know, I can still, see, I'm not 100% here today, girls. Lala, we love you. Big hugs. Honey, anybody, you're welcome to stay, Nicole. Anybody can stay. I just say that because sometimes people think that you have to. You don't have to do anything. It's your choice. It's conscious consent. And by conscious consent, all you have to do is say to yourself is, I want to receive the energy work. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. There's nothing to it. And it doesn't interfere with anyone's belief system. It's the same energy that grows the grass, that makes the sunshine. It's just divine love, divine energy. That's it. There's no belief system necessary to receive it. You don't have to believe in love to feel it and receive it. Lala, we love you. You're very loved, and everything is going to work out okay. You know, like sometimes we can't see it, but it does in the end. Sometimes you get a glimpse of it. How many of you guys ever get a glimpse of that, like for yourself? You're like, what is that song, that Garth Brooks song? Is it Garth Brooks? Thank God for unanswered prayers, or what is it? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's just pure source energy. It's not me, you guys. It's not, trust me. I have my own chisel. It's not me. It's just pure source energy. And the cool thing is that if you allow it, it's love. It's the energy of love. And if you allow it in your own life, it will help you in ways that you can't, it will help you and serve you in ways that you can't even imagine. Like putting you in the right place at the right time. If I told you my Friday fiasco, you'd been like, what? But it all turned out fine. Even though while I was going through it, I was like, okay, this is some really ridiculous. Alright, so here's my little book for today. And I may go back and put some embellishment on the front, and it needs to dry. Definitely the glue is wet, and I put my little hook in. You could also just put an end of a paper clip, or you could punch a hole in the back. You don't need it, but it's just a tiny junk journal, and I think I'm gonna make it a journaling charm. But it definitely needs to dry, because the longer you let them dry, the better. That's a great song, right? It's a great song. So, oh, it was ridiculous. If I told you about my day, you guys would just, your whole head would swim and you'd be like, what? You'd have been like, what? It was like one of those things where it was all about trust. What came to me in the end of it all was it was all about trust. It was all about whether I was willing to surrender and trust. Right? Because if I didn't trust, so, you know, for me, it was just, it's all about trust. It was all about, like, was I willing to surrender and allow myself to trust in the process? Or was I going to just try and think that I could think my way out of it, which I couldn't? How many times do you have that? Hey Lynn, can you keep an eye on that? And you know what I'm talking about, yeah? So for those that want to participate, go get your water, bring it back. And if you don't, it's okay. It's up to you. It's like whether you do it, and you don't have to do it with water. You don't need any water if you don't want to. And find yourself a comfortable place to sit down or lie down, whatever works for you. And you can keep your eyes open or eyes closed. It doesn't matter. It all works no matter what. Okay. I'm gonna bring my computer closer and I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to get rid of that person. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Yeah, that's like that channel doesn't have any subscribers. Okay, let's see. Oh, great. That's ridiculous. I can't. I don't know how to, I have to find it to like be able to get rid of it. It's so ridiculous. No, I just do not understand like what people see and that, like why they do whatever they do. Do you guys understand that? That's just so stupid. used to be able to block them. But I don't, you know. So silly. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So for those that want to stay, all you need to do to participate is inhale through your nose and exhale. I can only block them after well, then can you just keep a list of them and I'll let them go. It's just ridiculous. You're working on Misfit Monsters, Nicole? That sounds awesome. Okay, let's get started. So, as I mentioned, all you need to do is to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, and you know, just put yourself in a place to feel, to receive the love that you need and the love and assistance that you may need in your life right now. I'm gonna have all my mini books for all those that look how many mini books. I think I've had like a mini book explosion here. Thanks, Lynn. Okay, inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Receive and release. Receive and release. Imagine yourself in a column of light. And when you look up, you can't see the end. And when you look down, you can't see the end. This is your column of light. It is unique to your being, soul, spirit. Allow your column of light to go deep, deep, deep into the earth. And give your column of light big roots, big tree roots deep in the heart of the earth. Make sure you give yourself the opportunity to anchor as deep and far and as wide as you can easily and effortlessly and enjoyably imagine. Let's ask the earth to bless us with her energy. I see this energy like beautiful golden light, but you can see it, feel it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. See this beautiful golden light energy rising up through your column of light and filling your feet and ankles, your calves and knees, your thighs and hips. Feel it filling the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your neck and throat and your head and face, and feel it fountaining out the top of your head as high as you can imagine. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to the earth. Allow your column of light to focus above your head, high in the heart of the earth. Give your column of light permission and suggestion, heart of the central sun, heart of creator, creation energy. And with that, your energy is right there. Give your energy those same tree roots above your head, deep, far and wide, deep in the heart of the central sun, of creator, creation energy. Let's ask this energy to share with us this beautiful source light. I see it sort of like silvery diamonds, but you can see it, feel it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful silvery light energy pouring through the top of your head. Feel it filling your head and face completely, your neck and throat, your shoulders, arms, wrists, and hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your chest and back, your waist, your lower abdomen, the base of your spine, and feel it pouring through your hips, thighs, knees, calves, and ankles, and out your feet, expelling any and all excess deep in the heart of the earth. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to this beautiful angelic realm, this beautiful cosmic realm, and this beautiful earthly realm that we live in. Now I want you to focus on the point of light where you meet, where your column of light meets in the heart of the earth. And I'd like you to give yourself permission, your body personality permission, to breathe all of the pieces and the parts of you that you've allowed to leave for whatever reason. Just breathe them back into your body. These are your pieces. Sometimes we let go of ourselves when we get upset, when we find ourselves not in a great space, or if we get ill. There's no reason. We don't even need to know why. Just ask your body to call them back in, invite them back in this point of light that's focused deep in the heart of the earth. Ready? Breathe it in on the inhale. Receive the pieces and the parts of you back into yourself. And on the exhale, let go of anything that doesn't work for you. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Name all of your energy. Sometimes we give it away. Sometimes we feel like we've just expended it on everything and everyone around us. Call back in and receive all of this energy that you've allowed to leave for whatever reason. Call it back in, focusing deep in the heart of the earth where your roots are there. Ready? Call it back in. Call it back in. And call it back in. Let's focus 6 feet below your feet and all the points of light in between where you're anchored deep in the heart of the earth. Ready? Call the pieces and the parts of you back in here and receive them in love. And on the exhale, let go of anything else. Ready? Receive yourself fully and completely from all time and space and dimensions. Ready? Receive yourself back in and let go of anything else. Receive yourself back in and let go of anything else. Receive yourself back in. And let go of anything else. Let's focus 1 foot below your feet. Call back in the pieces and the parts of you that you've allowed to leave. Just breathe them back in. All the parts you've given away, all the parts you feel that you've expelled and expended, all the parts that you've allowed to leave for whatever reason. Breathe them fully and completely back into your body personality now. Ready? Breathe them in, focusing 1 foot below your feet. Receive in love. And let go of anything that doesn't work for you. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's focus on the base of our spine. Calling back into our body personality all of the pieces of us. Only you, whatever you've given away, whatever you've lost, for whatever reason, call them and feel them back into your body personality, focusing on the base of your spine. Ready? Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. One more time. Call the pieces and the parts of you that you've allowed to leave, or that you've let go of, or that you've given away, or that others have taken from you. Call those back into your body personality now, focusing on the base of your spine. And on the exhale, I want you to release anything that no longer serves you, and allow yourself, as you exhale, to release any other energies that are stuck in this space now, focusing on the base of your spine. Ready? Breathe yourself back in. Let go of anything else. One more time. Breathe yourself back in. And let go of anything else. Let's focus on our second energy center, located in our lower abdomen. I want you to give your body personality permission to breathe yourself back in fully and completely. Ready? Breathe yourself back in. And let go of anything else. This is your fight or flight reflex. This is your security and safety reflex, your energy center. I want you to give yourself permission to breathe yourself fully and completely and wholly back into your second energy center. And on the exhale, I want you to physically push out anybody's energy that's in there now, because it shouldn't be anybody but you. Ready? Breathe it back in and let go of anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. Focus on your solar plexus, on your third energy center at your waist. Breathe and invite back in the pieces and the parts of you back into your body personality. Ready? Breathe them in and receive yourself fully and completely. Ready? Receive in love. Invite yourself back in. You may have given this energy away. You may have just stopped listening to this energy. Breathe yourself fully and completely whole. Breathe yourself fully and completely back into your energy center located at your waist. And on the exhale, I want you to physically imagine as if there were like telephone wires into your body. Ready? Breathe yourself back in and pull out anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. All right, somebody needs to pull it out from the back. It can enter in the front or the back of your energy center. Ready? In your column of light. Breathe yourself all time and space. Allow your energy to come back into you. Ready? You've given it away, left it behind, whatever, it doesn't matter. Call yourself fully and completely back in. Focus on your waist. Ready? Breathe it in. And I want you to imagine pulling out everything else. Good job. Okay, let's allow our attention to rise up to our heart. On the inhale, receive yourself fully and completely. You've given your power away here. Breathe it back in, pull it back in, grab it back in. And on the exhale, the same way we did in the third energy center, see these like strings coming out. I want you to pull them all out. Ready? Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive yourself fully and completely. Breathe it back in and let go of anything else. Receive and release. Focus on your throat. I'd like you to breathe yourself fully and completely back into your throat now. Ready? Receive yourself back into your throat now. Calling back in the words you wish you'd never said, or those where people have stifled you from speaking your truth. You're calling everything back in. It only comes back to you as love. And on the exhale, I want you to pull out any energy that's not yours. See it like little strings, pulling it out and sending it back to where it came. Ready? Receive yourself fully and completely back in your throat. Ready? Receive in love. And release in love. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive yourself fully and completely back into yourself in your throat. Ready? Receive and release. Allow your attention to focus on your fifth, on the energy center in between the center of your forehead and the middle of your forehead. Receive yourself fully and completely back in here now. And on the exhale, release any energies in your entire body that no longer serve you. Ready? Breathe yourself back in. Release anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive yourself fully and completely back in and let go of anything else. Focus on the top of your head. Receive yourself fully and completely back into your body personality now. Here, ready? Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Focus 1 foot above your head. Receive yourself fully and completely back into your body personality. Here, ready? Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Focus 6 feet above your head. Receive yourself fully and completely back into your body personality and all the points of light in between. Ready? Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Focus where your column of light is in your roots, in the heart of creator creation energy, in the heart of the central sun. Call forth and breathe yourself fully and completely back into your connection with your body personality. Here, ready? Breathe it in and let go of anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. One more time, focusing on where your roots are and the highest point of creator creation energy, heart of the central sun. Ready? Call yourself fully and completely in awareness here. Ready? Receive it and let go of anything else. Receive and release. Okay, if you brought water, I'd like you to focus on your water. If not, you can send this energy to anyone that needs it, including yourself, your home. Ready? Receive and release. Put one hand on your heart and tell me when you feel this energy. want you to focus on a place in your life where this extra love can help, always including yourself. Maybe it's your finances, your house, your pets, any place. Just focus it and receive this energy and then send it to that place. Ready? Receive and give. Ready? Receive it and send it to that point of focus. I want you to imagine an infinity symbol starting in the highest point of creation energy where your roots are, crossing through your heart, entering deep into the earth, crossing back through your heart and ending where it began. And on the inhale, receive love from the divine source and from the earth. And on the exhale, give back love to the divine source and the earth. Ready? Receive and give. Receive and give. Receive and give. One more time. Receive and give. When you feel ready, open your eyes and come back. Feel free to share anything you'd like, and if you don't have anything to share, that's okay too. It's not mandatory, but it's always welcome. Thank you, Miss Hottie Poe. Love you, girl. You always have my back, and I appreciate it. Love you, Mama. Oh, Nicole, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Nicole says she feels so light. Oh, calm and peace. Awesome, Sherry. Girl, we all need that. I need it, I'm telling you. Love you, Amberly. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks for getting those people. I don't know why they come, but they just do. I'm glad, Lala. You guys know this energy work stays on here, so you can always come back and listen as often as you'd like. Yeah, I feel pretty good too. Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad you utilize it. I'm glad you do. It's my pleasure. I love you guys. Thanks, Lynn. Thank you. Thank you for being there. And thank you for... I don't understand the thrill they get, but they do. You guys, sometimes we lose pieces of ourselves. We give it away, like giving away your power. Because I can already hear some of you saying, like, well, what is that and why and da-da-da-da-da. So sometimes we give it away. We give away our power. Like when you were a kid and you were told to sit down and shut up, you know, like a little piece of you leaves. And oh, you're welcome, Nicole. I'm glad you're hanging out with us, girl. Thanks for coming and hanging out. you know, we give away our power without even knowing, and we do it as small kids, and then we're conditioned, and, you know, that's how we sometimes accept behaviors that we wouldn't normally, or when people say, well, why would you have done that, or whatever. So when you invite yourself back in whole, you'll see differences in your life. You'll feel more grounded, you'll feel more connected. Just make sure your roots are always in the earth and always in the heavens, because you're a heavenly being having an earthly body, earthly experience. Yeah, you know, sometimes although that's why they come. They just come for the light. But it's annoying. Prince Albert in a can, basically. Oh my God. Lynn, it's ridiculous, yeah? So, you guys, this life's a journey. It's not an end result. It's not, well, when I have this, I'm going to be that. When I do this, I'm going to be that. It's a journey every single day. And just keep that in mind, that it's not an end result. Sometimes I get myself all bogged down thinking that I need to be, do, have something and then I have to remind myself it's a journey. It's not an end result. And when I remind myself, then I go, oh, I can give myself a break. You know, I don't have to be so hard on myself, or I don't have to, you know, just show up for myself. Yeah, you're right, Lynn. Lynn says they're usually kids. You're right. Well, you guys feel free to share anything you want to share, and then I'll let you guys go. I'll see you on Friday. I may be streaming. I may have to stream earlier on Friday, but I'll let you know. If just if you guys just liked and subscribed to my channel, then you'll know. It's crank calls for their generation. Yeah, you're probably right, Lynn. Oh, thanks, Lala. I'm going through my own identity thing too. You know, it's like I'm finding for myself that the more I release, or the more that I'm surrendering, the more I face, you know, my own ideals and my own things, right? And so it's always a work in progress. Thanks, Lala. I love you guys. Go support each other. You know, for all of you that are out there thinking of collecting something for yourself for the holiday season, yeah, find one of your favorite YouTubers and see if they have an Etsy shop, or a, you know, or a take custom orders, or the people in the fibs, the friends in the box. You know, it's always nice to support each other and show each other the love and support when we can, right? Hi, Lizzie. Oh, Lizzie, that's so sweet. Lizzie, does he have any access to anything? Like, I mean, I'm sending him some magazines. You said you can send books, but they have to come from Amazon, yeah? That's what you said? I mean, I can make him a woo-woo tape. I certainly can. I don't know how. Did they allow them any sort of electronics? Did they allow him electronics, Lizzie? You can message me and let me know, and if they do, I'll make him something. You know, it's really good, Julie. That's awesome. That's so awesome, Julie, because you know what? We give away our power all the time. Sometimes we do it because we think other people know better than we do. You know, your higher self knows everything. You know, and intuitively you know, so call on yourself back in. And sometimes we let go of pieces of us over traumatic things. And sometimes it's illness. And sometimes it's medication. Like, you know, like, if you've ever been under anesthesia and stuff like that, sometimes we can let go pieces of ourselves that way. I love you, Lizzie. Guys, don't forget, Thursday night, Lizzie does her live stream on Thursday night. Lizzie, what time is your live stream on Thursday? Well, I was just going to say, you know, we can make them, do they get, I mean, they must let them listen to books on tape or something, right? Or am I wrong? If they do, I'll try to find it. I bet you I have an old cassette player here somewhere. I don't even know if you can still buy cassette tapes. But if you can, I can burn them a CD. Okay, Lizzie's live stream is Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So you guys make sure you check out her channel. Go subscribe to her. I love you, Lizzie. You're one of my favorite peeps. I can send him a book. You know, the thing is this. I don't even know, like, I tell you guys books that I've read, but I don't know if they'll be uplifting to other people, but I'll think about a book. I'll think about something. Oh, Renee, I love you, girl. You're in my thoughts. Always in my thoughts. I'm always sending you some more of an experience, right? It's an experience, and unless you've experienced it, it's kind of hard to explain it to somebody. Love you, Lynn. You're a rock star. Thank you for everything. So, I was just trying to think of, like, there are some books I've read that I have those experiences in reading them, but they're usually, like, crazy esoteric, you know, like, have you guys read Autobiography of a Yogi? I had one of the most spiritual experiences reading that book. It's a wonderful book. I'll have to put my thoughts too. I know you love me, Renee. I love you right back, girl. You guys, this life's a journey. It's not an end result. Remind each other. Remind me too. I needed to remind myself that of Friday when I was going through my ridiculousness. Yeah, so for those of you that you felt good after this, come back and listen again. You know, you can't, we let ourselves leave all the time, so it's a constant, it's an everyday thing. Like, I have a friend, he says energy work is like taking a bath. You have to do it all the time. Oh, big hugs, Nicole. Alright, my lovelies, I will see you on Friday. I may be on earlier. I will let you know. I have to take the little one to the doctor, so I'm working that out. Oh, good night, Sherry. I hope you sleep well. I agree. Elizabeth says, I think we all have to remind ourselves to enjoy the journey and not even think about the destination. I need to change the climate. Come to Greece. I am coming, Maria. I promised I would, and I will be there. All right, lovely ladies. Thanks for hanging out with us, Nicole. Thank you, guys. I really love you all, each and every one of you, and I'm always sending you so much love and sending you just whatever it is that you need that's perfect and right for your journey. You know, remember, you are divine, and you're divine all the time. All the time. All right, my lovelies, I will see you on Friday. See you on Friday. Also, I'll see you tomorrow night at Stacy Pink Poodle Crafters for her mixed media mashup. I'll see you Thursday at Lizzie's, and then I'll see you Friday. Love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. All right, until I see you again, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you so much aloha.